Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the story of one of the absolute most stylish and honestly iconic characters in the Land of Dawn. We're talking about Gusion. Now, this isn't just a breakdown of some flashy assassin with insanely fast combos. Nope. This is a dramatic, emotional story of a noble rebel. This is the tale of a young man born into absolute, undeniable power who looked at his family's massive legacy and just said, you know what? No, I'm doing this my way. It's a journey all about refusing to become what everyone else demands of you.
So I want you to ask yourself, what actually happens when a child of the Empire's strongest magic family just flat out refuses to cast spells? I mean, imagine being born into insane wealth, top-tier status, and this ancient lineage where your entire worth is literally determined by your ability to stand perfectly still and recite magical incantations, and instead, you just want to run around throwing knives. It's the ultimate clash, right? Rigid, boring expectation up against natural, undeniable instinct.
The irony here is just undeniable. House Paxley wanted a mage. The Land of Dawn got an assassin. I mean, Gusion's birthright completely dictated that he should be, standing in the back lines, waving a wand, acting all proper. But his choice to pick up daggers over spells, that fundamentally altered his destiny. And frankly, it altered the destiny of the entire Aamonian Empire. He didn't just reject a hobby, he rejected his entire prescribed identity.
Let's set the scene here. Picture Castle Aberline, the ancient, incredibly dark home of House Paxley down in the south of the Aamonian Empire. And the sheer oppressive weight of these walls, you can practically feel it. The Paxleys, they weren't just some rich family. They were one of the most powerful magical bloodlines in existence, highly respected for protecting the lands from darkness, sure, but, and this is a massive but, they were also deeply feared. Whispers constantly followed them around because of their historical ties to forbidden magic. So growing up inside these tall Gothic towers, it meant growing up under the shadow of immense pressure and ancient, terrifying secrets.
And inside those dark walls, oh man, there were rules, extremely strict rules, known as the Paxley Way. Every single child born into this bloodline was expected to follow these without a single question. Master traditional magic. Obey the family elders unconditionally. Protect the family name at all costs. And most importantly, hide your personal desires behind your noble duty. Individuality wasn't just discouraged here, it was practically outlawed. You were a Paxley first and a real person second.
So naturally, this builds into a massive conflict. Expectations versus reality. On one side, you've got the overwhelming status quo of the Paxley family, studying spells, respecting all those rules, and being the perfect, quiet little noble child. But Gusion's reality, totally different. Right from childhood, he was restless, playful, downright mischievous. Even before he really understood the heavy weight of his last name, his hands just naturally gravitated toward blades. Now the elders, they believed swords and daggers were tools for commoners, people who lacked magical talent. To them, Gusion's fascination wasn't just some cute quirk, it was a profound, deeply embarrassing problem.
The elders looked at Gusion and, honestly, they just saw failure. But they were entirely, completely wrong. Gusion did not fail at magic, he transformed it. It turns out, he actually had an incredibly powerful affinity for light magic. He just stubbornly refused to use it in the boring, traditional ways his ancestors did. So it wasn't that he lacked power, he just totally hated the old methods.
And that rebel mindset led to what we call the Holy Blades innovation. See, instead of standing back and casting, Gusion took his powerful light magic and infused it directly into physical daggers. He literally used sunlight to power his own physical body, which let him move with blinding, almost impossible speed. He completely transformed close-range combat. It's true innovation, pushing right up against tradition. Gusion basically proved that sometimes immense talent simply looks wrong to people who are stubbornly stuck in the past.
Which brings us to a really crucial part of the story. The brother behind the cold face.
The juxtaposition between these two brothers is just striking. Gusion is the embodiment of freedom without permission, while his older brother Aamon represents duty without rest. Think about it. When their parents disappeared, the massive responsibility of leading House Paxley fell directly onto Aamon's shoulders at a super young age. Aamon literally had to become the strict, perfect heir, carrying his duty like armor. Gusion, meanwhile, had the courage to just be himself. And this created a deeply tragic miscommunication. Gusion just wanted a brother to understand him, but Aamon? He needed a subordinate to survive the brutal family politics.
But here's the thing, their relationship wasn't just built on anger, not at all. Deep inside, Aamon saw something in Gusion that he himself never had, freedom. Sure, Aamon lectured him, pressured him, and was seemingly ice cold to him. But that coldness wasn't hatred. Actually, it was a deeply complex mix of heavy family responsibility and a secret, very quiet admiration for his younger brother's reckless spirit. Aamon was trapped. Gusion was wildly alive.
So the tension steadily builds toward a breaking point. From a mischievous boy drawn to blades to a teenager stubbornly innovating light magic despite all the pressure, it all leads right up to his highly anticipated coming-of-age ceremony. This was it. This was supposed to be the big moment where Gusion finally fell in line and proved his discipline to the whole family.
Instead, well, the arena changed everything. The family contest that was meant to prove his obedience, it became the ultimate stage for his absolute defiance. And remember, all the elders were watching. The entire House of Paxley was present for this.
The rebellion was swift, and it was brutal. As the other young Paxley mages began their slow, traditional spells, Gusion dodged them with terrifying speed. Before they could even finish casting, he struck them with his daggers, completely dismantling them. When they accused him of cheating, he didn't apologize. No way. He provoked them. He unleashed a brand new multi-target dagger technique to take them all on at once. And then, for the grand finale, he threw a glowing dagger right into the statue of Valentino, the legendary ancestor of House Paxley.
To the elders, this was not just rebellion. It was humiliation. Striking the statue of the family's founder was the ultimate insult. It was this glaring, public declaration of disrespect that pushed these incredibly strict elders completely over the edge. Gusion wasn't just acting out anymore. He was actively destroying their prestige right in front of everyone.
And the immediate fallout? Absolute chaos. The defeated students are screaming that he cheated. But much worse, the enraged elders actually begin preparing a deadly punishment. Remember that dark, forbidden magic House Paxley was feared for? Yeah, the elders were ready to use it to kill or completely destroy Gusion right then and there. But right at that terrifying climax, his older brother Aamon steps forward to intervene.
This brings us to a massive, mind-blowing narrative twist. Sometimes the person who looks like your worst enemy is the only one secretly trying to save you. We've seen Aamon as this strict, unyielding head of the family, constantly at odds with Gusion. But right here, in this literal moment of life and death, Aamon's true motives are finally revealed.
On the surface, Aamon steps up and publicly, coldly, expels Gusion from the family forever. To everyone watching the whole shebang, it looks like the ultimate rejection from a super disappointed older brother. But the hidden truth? By expelling him, Aamon stopped the elders from executing him with that dark magic. He gave Gusion the one thing the family never would: his life and his freedom. It was literally the ultimate act of brotherly protection, completely disguised as exile.
The resolution of that fateful day is just so profound. Gusion walked out as an exile, but for the first time, he walked out as himself. Honestly, this isn't a tragic ending. This is a massive victory. Sure, Gusion lost his family name. He lost his wealth and his status. But what did he get? He gained complete, unrestricted control of his own destiny. He walked away from Castle Aberline without a single ounce of fear or regret.
But, the story doesn't just stop there. Stepping out into the world alone meant entering a fight against fate itself. Gusion's exile actually connects him to much deeper secrets lurking within the Land of Dawn. He becomes tied to a dark mark, an ancient prophecy, and the incredibly dangerous entity known as Callan. So his story expands from a simple family drama into a massive, epic fight against destiny.
And that brings us to the true meaning of his blades, connecting this whole lore right back to the character we see in action. They aren't just cool weapons, they represent absolute choice. Every single dagger he throws is a rejection of what his family planned for him. Every lightning-fast dash declares that he makes his own path. He proves, with every fight, that true freedom is absolutely worth losing a noble title for. He fiercely believes that power should never be trapped inside old traditions.
Which leads us with this final thought. Gusion turned light into blades and walked away from a powerful empire just to become a legend on his own terms. It really makes you think about your own life, doesn't it? What expectations, whether they're from your family, your society, or even yourself, would you be willing to break to find your true self? Definitely think about that as you process Gusion's amazing journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And keep questioning the rules.